And hi, YouTube. It's your boy, Major Spect here, back to bring you another kind of theory craft video on NASCAR. This one we're not alone. You've seen him on the channel a bunch. We're about to finally record some Soul Link after this. It's that boy, the fuck boy, Salmaster 2018.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy. I ain't dumb. So, if I make any dumb decisions here, I ain't dumb.
Alright, so, before we get into the actual theory craft portion, I do want to note that this is 10 years. We're not including where drivers will stay. Because drivers like Eric Jones are probably never going to go anywhere, and it's probably going to stay at Gibbs for the rest of his career. And we're not taking into account teams that already have numbers. So these are just numbers that we enjoy. I mean, Jordan's, your numbers, your only theme is evens.
Yeah.
My theme is like multiples of 7.
Honest to God, I just chose numbers that looked clean to me. I don't know.
That's fair. So you'll see on your screen, I'm pretty sure I have to scroll over a bit, but there is a focus category that we will reveal after we do the tiny little draft for our teams. You have 3 focuses. You're allowed 2 in each, and then 3 in track type. So the 3 focuses are media, shop, and track type. Shop meaning your shop where you build all of your cars and engines and all that great, wonderful shit. The focuses you can have for media are sponsors, new tracks, or improving NASCAR. The focus for shop, the things you're going to be focusing on the shop are aero, engine/transmission, pit crew, or staff, and then simulators. Because simulators are pretty big in NASCAR nowadays. Bleh. And then track type, you have your standard 5 track types: your intermediate, your short track, your road course, your super speedway, and your flat track / 1 mile tracks. Flat tracks / 1 mile tracks would be like your Dover, your New Hampshire. I know it's a little bit over a mile, but it's still a flat track. So like your Phoenix. I know I'm forgetting a few. Like Iowa, maybe. I'm pretty sure Iowa's only like a mile.
Yeah, Iowa's a mile, I think.
So yeah. And then your intermediates is your 1.5 miles. I mean, not much more to it. So we're gonna do this in good old snake draft format. The rules for this is that you must draft your expert driver first. So yeah, and I'm gonna put my expert driver in the 77, and that expert driver is gonna be the one and only Kyle Larson. Good pick. Dude, I really think Kyle Larson is winning the championship this year, and if he doesn't, he's getting robbed because he totally deserves it this year.
For my pick, I have to disagree with you. I think Truex Jr. deserves it. He's been the best all season long. And for mine, as you can tell from my 48, I'm a Hendrick guy. So I'm going to pick somebody that's going to be a boss. Literally in 10 years, he's going to be the veteran of the whole crew. I'm going to Chase Elliott.
Nice.
So, Chase Elliott. And then, I'm actually going to make another pick for Hendrick. He's coming to Hendrick next year, and I think he's going to be a baller in the NASCAR. I'm going to go with William Byron.
I figured you were going to go there. I mean, I'm just kind of an all-around driver. I'm just basically picking people who I like, and my next pick is going to be Darrell Wallace Jr. I think that's 2 R's. I think he has 2 R's in his name.
I think, yeah.
If not, then I can fix it. But yeah, Bubba. I'm a real big fan of Bubba. And then, I had to do it to him. And I know Jordan, if I don't pick him, is going to pick him just to spite me. So I'm going to go with the most underrated driver in NASCAR right now, and that's Tyler Reddick. On top of that, he's going to Junior Motorsports, and he finally got that monkey off the back and got the win in Kentucky. Watch out, everyone, because that boy is going to be fast all season next year, and he might just win the championship in his rookie season.
Mm-hmm. For my next pick, this boy actually won over Chase Elliott first, which I never thought was going to happen, and actually Chase Elliott has 2 T's.
2 T's.
So my next pick is going to be that young boy from Wood Brothers, and I'm going to pick up Ryan Blaney.
Nice.
For my last pick, again, like Caleb said earlier, we know he's not going to go anywhere, but I think that this driver will... I'm not a huge fan of this driver, but he's proved himself in his first year over, say, Daniel Suarez, and he's had top 5 finishes. He's ran in the lead and everything. But I, as my last driver, am going to go with Eric Jones.
And this puts me in a tough spot because I was going to get William Byron. I didn't really plan out. I knew I was going to get Larson, and I knew I was probably going to end up getting Bubba and Reddick. So I'm kind of here at an impasse. But I'm trying to think. My mind's totally blanking. You know what? I'm just going to get the teammate to Reddick and Larson, and I'm going to get Brennan Poole.
Brennan Poole's good. I like Brennan Poole.
So the reason I have this, Brennan Poole, Bennon. I really think that Brennan is he just needs a little more experience, and he'll be fine. Like I said, he still hasn't gotten a win, but he's had a lot of good finishes, including finishing second to Tyler at Kentucky. But I've been saying this for the longest time, and Jordan, you can attest. Everyone sleeps on Tyler because he's really quiet, but he is the most underrated driver because K&N Pro Series, in his first race in the K&N Pro Series, he won at Rockingham in his first race. Truck Series, he tied for 10th in points, running 10 races of the year, and tied for Rookie of the Year's points in his rookie truck season, running 10 races. And then he got screwed out of the championship his last year in trucks because, KBM driver wrecked him. And he just couldn't make up the 11-point deficit that he had a 11-point lead and then went to an 11-point deficit and finished the season, I think, with a 12-point deficit. And that, when he got crashed, it was like 2 or 3 races to go. So should have won truck championship. Running like 8 races in the Xfinity Series this year, he's already got a win. Brennan Poole has 2 entire years on Reddick. And Reddick has a win and Brennan doesn't. Let's just let that sink in. Also, I want to note, I think his first win would have came this year, but unfortunately sponsors fell through. Bubba has also been in the Xfinity Series full-time for 2 years and doesn't have a win. Let's just let that sink in. I know Reddick has been really inconsistent, but he's always been fast, and you can't deny that. So, yeah, that's my justification. As far as Xfinity, I like this guy. I don't think he's that good. I don't really think he'll be around for long, but my Xfinity team is going to have Kaz Grala. And I forgot the A, because I'm an idiot. I really don't think he'll be around for long. I don't know if he's just young, but he has been in a lot of wrecks.
Mm. I don't really. I mean, these past couple of years, I've really grown away from Xfinity and trucks because I think my personal opinion, honest to God, kind of dumb of how so many Cup Series drivers come down and play the Xfinity races. If it's going to be making a name for yourself, it's kind of hard to make a name for yourself when you're facing veterans like Brad Kay, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch every freaking week and try to beat them.
And they have the best equipment, and you don't.
Exactly. And it's hard to go past that. But
let's just think in a Cup-free Xfinity.
Okay.
Like, you're only allowed to race, like, Cup drivers are only allowed to race, like, one race a year.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think this guy's too bad. But I'm actually going to go with Ryan Reed as my first one. I think Ryan Reed won Daytona?
He's won Daytona twice.
Yeah, he's won Daytona twice now.
But I mean, it's Daytona. I mean, I will give him that. He's very good. Super speedway driver, but it's Daytona. Like,
yeah. Which, like I said, it makes sense. I mean, I ain't dumb, but yeah. I mean, just saying that's Stenhouse's only reason for being in the chase. So, just saying. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what Jack Roush focuses on is super speedways and your flat tracks.
Yeah. But excuse the hell out of me. Oh shoot, what's the guy's name? I'm looking up the sponsor.
Oh wait, I forgot. We have to put their numbers. So I'm just gonna have Kaz on the 7.
Oh, this is for your ex. Okay. We'll go with a solid 9 for Ryan Reed. I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm picking numbers that look clean on cars. Anyway,
also you have to decide whether you're going Xfinity or trucks. I decided mine before I came in.
Yeah. I can't think of this guy's name. Alpha Energy driver, truck series.
Ben Rhodes. Oh, I hate him. He's so overrated. He's the guy that Reddick tied for Rookie of the Year, and he ran a full fucking season. I mean, I know that he finally got a win this year, but Reddick has like 5 wins in the truck series. Like, bruh. And he's in ThorSport now, which is the best equipment. I know KBM's there, but I mean everyone in ThorSport is a regular. And the only reason I say KBM isn't the best team is because 9 times out of 10 they win. It's because a Cup guy comes down in trucks.
But yeah, I am actually going to take these two in Xfinity because Ryan Reed's already an Xfinity driver and Ben Rhodes is on his way there.
I'm going to make my number the 77. And my secondary, I'm going to go with one that's kind of out of left field. I really believe in him. He never really got the chance that he deserved. And I'm surprised that Jordan didn't take him. Probably because he forgot, because he wasn't thinking of NASCAR. But I'm going to go Bobby Pierce.
Wait, you're thinking trucks for these two, aren't you?
Xfinity. I would say 10 years down the line, Bobby Pierce, as long as he keeps getting good finishes and he gets the right opportunities.
Again, my only problem with that is Pierce's only race in trucks has been Eldora, and I would say he needs to prove himself on asphalt first before he gets any contract.
You know what? I'm gonna change my pick here. I'm gonna go with the newly signed GMS driver.
I didn't think you were gonna pick him. That's why I did that.
I'm gonna go with Stuart Friesen.
That's a solid one.
I mean, it's another dirt guy. You might notice a trend here, just because I think if you come up through the ranks as a dirt driver, it requires so much more car control and patience than oval, because in oval, yeah, you might need to have patience if you're faster than a guy. But if a guy has the best equipment and he hits his marks, he's checking out. There's nothing you can do in oval racing. So yeah, not much more to that. Jordan, you can go do your focuses. I already have mine wrote down, so just let me change the text color to black real quick so you can see them.
Okay.
My media focus is sponsors and new tracks. I wanted to pick improving NASCAR. If I could have all three of these, I would. But sponsors are really important. You need them to keep your team going continuously. And then I picked new tracks because personally, I would really love to see the Cup cars race at Eldora, and that'd be really dope. Because my entire, except for Kaz Grala and Brennan Poole, my entire lineup of drivers literally can win the Eldora race, and that's all I care about, because Eldora is great.
Okay.
I chose my shop focus, engine and transmission. You need it for intermediates, you need it for road courses, and specifically super speedways. You'll need horsepower for short tracks and flat tracks and 1 miles. So, engine and transmission, pretty good. Pit crew and staff. Let's talk about my favorite driver in Cup right now, because Stewart retired. Let's talk about Kevin Harvick and how his pit crew screws him every single week.
That's accurate. I hate to say that, but that's accurate.
I really wanted to choose Aero, but I decided to, in track type, to not choose super speedway, which would mean that Aero is having a super Aero focused, it would only really help you at super speedways and intermediate tracks. I have track type being intermediate because with those engines you can make up for some of your downfalls in Aero if you have the best engines, but your Aero is just meh. You'll be fine. People like Kyle Larson and Reddick and Bubba will do just fine with less good Aero. And then short tracks, because like I said, I want to get new tracks, and one of those is the one I'm gonna push for the hardest is Eldora, and that's a short track. And then flat tracks and 1 miles, because you might need to get wins in the chase, and New Hampshire, Dover, and Phoenix are all in the playoffs. So that's my justification for that. I was trying to decide between this and Super Speedway, and I was like, well, I don't want to have a bad pit crew, so I'll just nix Aero.
Way over Super Speedway for me. Oh yeah.
I was like, I'll nix Aero and I'll nix Super Speedway and just focus on other tracks.
Yeah. Alright, so I already decided what I want for media. This is a big one, obviously, for me. I think this is the only one you didn't pick, but I think improving NASCAR is very important. NASCAR is losing media attention every single year. You hear about how the ratings go down. Every year they've gone down further. And if NASCAR really wants to improve itself, it's trying, this is why they did the chase the way it is now, of the stages and all that, stages during a race and stage points and all that. That's why they tried to do that. They're trying to improve NASCAR, And if they're gonna try to keep doing that, my media focus would be keeping NASCAR as its high ratings were when I was a little kid, and like when we were little kids and we started watching it, and it was so big, and when like Earnhardt was in it and all that. So I think improving NASCAR is very, very important. And if NASCAR is going to have money, they need sponsors. So sponsors are going to be my next thing. Obviously, NASCAR has the Monster Energy Cup Series, Xfinity. They need those sponsors to obviously keep NASCAR afloat. I think new tracks would be cool, but I think in the future, if NASCAR is the way it is now, then that is what needs to be focused on. So,
can I just butt in real quick and say that I really don't think the stage racing is a bad thing because it makes you fight for every single position.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying this is things that they're trying to do to improve NASCAR, and right now it's not working. So, like, my media focus would be if NASCAR is still somewhat declining in 10 years and like being where it's at now and losing media attention, that would be my first focus, is improving NASCAR.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if we're both racing owners in 10 years, our first focus is going to be getting our money for our job and having NASCAR be to where it was 20 years ago. Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it was like bad ideas or anything, or...
Yeah, I mean, I knew you were saying, I just wanted to clarify, because I know that we both think that stage racing is actually good for the sport.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. It really shows who comes out in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate thing is Martin Truex Jr. basically has a bye into the Final Four, but...
Oh yeah, dude. He's like I said, if he doesn't win the championship, I'm calling bullshit.
I think it definitely should be him or Larson, but you can never count out Jimmy. I think it's gonna be Truex, Jimmy, Larson, and Kyle Busch in the Final Four. If not Kyle Busch, then Harvick, because he's gonna win Phoenix.
That's true. Harvick's really good at Phoenix. That's true.
So that's the Final Four I'm saying, because Jimmy Johnson, he will literally just hang on by the tiniest little dick hair. I mean, he's done it so many times, you can't even deny that.
I know, that's why he won last year. He wasn't the best driver throughout the season, but he, like I said, he came out during the playoffs. He came out during the final stages. He came out during the last couple races last year. That's when he got fired up.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as shop, being that I already have 2 Hendrick guys on my team, and 2 other guys that have that are really good aerodynamically, I think aero's going to be actually my first focus as far as shop. I think that Hendrick, everybody already knows Hendrick is really famous for their engines and having really good horsepower. So if my team would improve aerodynamically, I think my team would actually be very, very good. So especially on tracks to where Hendrick's guys usually struggle, is where you need to have aerodynamic problems, basically. But I actually was going to put engine transmission here, but like I said, I think I already have good engines.
Well, I mean, it's not like you're taking over another team. This is like...
Yeah. I'm saying I'm going with more of a Hendrick style, because obviously I like Hendrick. So,
well, I mean, that means that then you would have to make your engines your priority.
My engine, like I said, it's like you said for shop. This would still all be my focus, but I agree with you as far as pit crew and staff. I think engine would have to probably be third, and then simulator, because, like I said, if I'm going with more of a style of Hendrick, then I have already good engines. Engines would be a good focus, but they wouldn't necessarily be like, I'm going as far as like top priority when I say priority. Like, what needs to happen? When I get there, if I took over this team, what needs to happen?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I was thinking, like, if I built a team from the ground up. But, I mean, I guess that's fair. Like, if you...
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, this is theorycraft stuff, so I'll allow it. I just didn't know that that's what you were going for.
Yeah, that's kind of my kind of thing in here. But, you probably already knew this was coming. So, yeah. Me personally... one thing that I kind of hate about NASCAR is not enough road courses. I know the diehard NASCAR fans, like my uncle and my grandma who are diehard NASCAR fans, they really aren't a fan of the road courses. They think they have the same idea you have, to where they get rid of Watkins Glen or Sonoma or both, and put in another race of somewhere else. Like they said, for one of them, you can put in Eldora.
You see, I disagree. I think the road courses should be there. Like, I'm actually really hyped for the Charlotte Roval next year. Like, I feel like that's going to be a really, really interesting race. The reason I didn't choose road course as my focuses are because I feel like hitting those 3 check marks 90% of the schedule off the board.
Yeah, I agree. I think the road courses are crucial, and I think there should be more road courses.
I really think that we should take out not Texas, because Texas is like the best intermediate. Take out the second Kansas race. Put in Road America. And then take out the second... I'm trying to think, because I think there should be another road course.
Mid-Ohio, Circuit of the Americas, Austin.
I wanted to say Circuit of the Americas. I'm just trying to think what would be a good replacement.
Those are probably some of the nicer ones that I would choose.
Yeah, but if I had to choose, it would be Mid-Ohio or Circuit of the Americas. Probably Circuit of the Americas, because I love that track.
Yeah, I do. It's my... I don't know if I've... kind of breaking the fourth wall, but I don't know if you knew this, but I have family down in Texas, and they literally live 10 minutes away from that track.
I think I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, I have family down in Austin, and they live like 10 minutes away from that track.
I'm trying to think. What's an intermediate track that's really boring? I said Kansas. I actually kind of like Kansas, but Kansas should not have 2. Oh! Take out the second Michigan race. Fuck Michigan. I don't even hate Michigan like the state or the football team or anything, but fuck Michigan. It is always a fuel mileage race, and it's the most irritating bullshit.
That's accurate. It always ends up with a fuel mile problem, and I hate races that end like that too. I hate the fuel mileage game, especially when the chase comes down to like this, to where drivers that should have got in, like Clint Boyer.
Yeah.
Logano, those two, I'm sorry, like, this isn't me liking Logano, but those 2 drivers deserve to be in.
Especially Clint, because he's...
Kane, that were worse than them, and they still got in just because they won.
Off a few mileage.
And Kane, there were no other better guys. Truex and Kyle Busch threw each other out of the race. That's how Kane won. And then Ryan Newman's Phoenix race, that was a fuel mileage game.
I know that Austin Dillon's win was a fuel mileage race, but he was fast all day long. And I'm especially impressed with this 5th place at Darlington.
Yeah.
So, I know that he won by fuel mileage, but I like Austin Dillon, so I'm not going to complain. But Ricky Stenhouse sweeping the super speedway races, like... honestly, I also think that maybe you take away the second Daytona race and input Eldora there, because there is absolutely no reason why you should have that many super speedways, because it's literally crapshoot. How many times have we seen people like Chris Buescher make the chase? I mean, I know that AJ Allmendinger banks on the road courses, but that's because he's a really good road racer and he's doing it in like 4 out of 5 star equipment.
Yeah.
Like you can't get mad at AJ winning a road course.
Yeah.
Because he's really good at road courses.
Yeah, he's a really good road courser.
So yeah. I don't know. That's gonna do it for this video though. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're just theorycraft bullshit because I like doing this stuff and I like talking about sports. I think I have something in plan with Jordan here involving I think we're not gonna do in 10 years. I think we're gonna do like now. But it involves another sport that Jordan, it's not your favorite sport, but it's my favorite sport. We can do your favorite sport once I look into it a little more, cuz
okay.
I am not up to par with. I know a lot of the position that a lot of people know, and that's about it.
Yeah, I know where you're hitting. Yeah, I can talk that sport all day, dude. Especially my team. Like, I can talk that sport all day.
But if there's anything else you want to talk about before I close up the video, Jordan.
Yeah, I really didn't hit on intermediate and short track, but I pretty much had the same exact reasoning you do. I mean, the only reason I didn't go flat track 1 miles like Dover and stuff, I like all the. The only reason I don't like the flat track part, if it was 1 miles, I would have put that instead of short track. But I don't like the flat tracks because personally they're kind of boring.
Yeah, especially New Hampshire.
Yep, whenever New Hampshire's on, like, I hate it being in the chase.
Dude, take away one New Hampshire race. Take away a New Hampshire race and add in a second Chicagoland race. Because I know Chicagoland is a little bit fuel mileagey, but Chicagoland's actually an interesting track.
I'm alright with Chicago. But, yeah, that's the only reason that I didn't pick that over short track, but plus short tracks are pretty fun to watch, too.
I mean, yeah, that's the only time they ever, like, bump into one another on purpose.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's kind of, I like it. The intermediate was the same reason that you had, too, so, yeah.
It just covers, like, 50% of the schedule. Like, you can't not focus on intermediate tracks. But, like I said, thank you guys for watching. I think that's it for now. I'm gonna go get up and pee, and we're gonna be back to record something different. But that's breaking the fourth wall. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And go check out Jordan, aka Salamaster, down in the description. I know he's not recording this, but that's besides the point. I'm a good friend and a good PokeTuber. I swear.
Yeah.
So, thanks for joining, Jordan. I didn't really want to do this alone. I've been trying to get someone for my theorycraft bullshit. Because I like doing it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and this is Major out. Goodbye.